Hi, my name is Stephanie Evans, and this is one of my best friends, Megan Miller.
I lost my vision in 2015 and was matched with my guide dog Luca in 2018. Luca, come here.
After this life-changing experience happened to her and I was by her side, I realized how little I knew about guide dogs, guide dog etiquette, and common misconceptions behind those who are partially sighted or blind.
We are on a mission to educate
And inspire youth to take a step in the right direction and pass on the knowledge so that social attitudes can shift towards universal acceptance for guide dogs and their owners.
To start off, did you know that 90% of communication is nonverbal? A simple wave is not enough. It is important to communicate your body language verbally.
Hey Megan, it's Steph. I'm gonna come say hi.
One of the best tools used to help people with sight loss are dogs. I'm sure many of you have heard the word guide dog or seen one walking in the street before. Guide dogs are trained to assist a person with a disability and perform specific tasks that mitigate the disability, and both guide dogs and service dogs are protected under human rights legislation across Canada. You can visually tell the difference between a guide dog and another service dog because service dogs wear vests and guide dogs wear harnesses. All certified guide dogs are legally permitted to enter public facilities. However, many blind and partially sighted Canadians with guide dogs, like Megan, find themselves in challenging and frustrating situations every day. It violates the Charter of Human Rights and Freedoms to deny a blind person accompanied by a guide dog access to a public place or service.
Guide dogs are trained for almost 2 years by professional trainers to avoid obstacles, stop at curbs and steps, and walk on the left side so that they are on the inner side of traffic, and much more. Did you know that guide dogs are the only service dogs that are trained to disobey their handler's command if it'll put their handler at risk? When at restaurants or places where they're not guiding, they rest silently under a chair or table until they're needed again. However, just like humans, dogs can't get anything done if they're distracted. Speaking to a dog while they're working is just as distracting as petting them. Has this ever happened to you?
Do you want a cat? What about some water? What about some hand cream? Oh my gosh, you need to listen to this.
Well, it's the same with guide dogs. It's best to wait for a time when the handler has the harness off, and then you can ask permission. This means when they are in harness, keep your hands off. A harness means they are working, and petting is a huge distraction. It is important to understand that people's lives are in their paws, and it's not okay to pet them no matter how cute they are.
This means no what we like to call drive-by pettings, which is when someone knows they aren't supposed to, but just as they walk by, they run their hand down the dog's back anyways. That means no.
Oh, but he's so cute. I used to have a lab.
Next up, don't feed them. Guide dogs are always in restaurants and cafeterias, so if they think it's appropriate to eat, then they start lunging for food and can become easily distracted. Following that, say hello another time. If you see a guide dog team approaching, keep your dog away in order to avoid distractions.
Now it's time to answer some frequently asked questions and put to rest some common misconceptions surrounding guide dogs.
Number 1, guide dogs love to work. Their job includes long walks and constant praise, love, and affection from their handler. Additionally, when the harness is off, they are just like normal pets. Other people can pet them and they can run around and play. Number 2, this may seem like common sense, but when a handler has to use the bathroom, they can't leave their dog outside the stall. Therefore, they must use the extra space that the accessibility stall offers. So only use the accessibility stall if there are no other options. Number 3,
guide dogs are also not funded by the government, so the only way they can be trained and given to the people who need them is through charities. In addition, from beginning to end, it can cost $20,000 to $60,000 in order to raise and train a guide dog. And keep in mind that they give these guide dogs to their owners for free. 80% of blind people are unemployed or living under the poverty line and would not be able to afford a $40,000 dog.
Finally, when the day comes and the dog retires, they are not put down.
They are either given back to the school and adopted, or they stay with the owner unless the owner is getting a new one. When you come in contact with someone who's blind or partially sighted and is using a guide dog, some things you can do to make them feel more welcome are: number 1, introduce yourself and say hello.
Hey Megan, it's Steph.
Always address the person with the guide dog, not the dog or the person that they are with. Number 2, ask them if they need any assistance.
Do you need any help finding your gloves?
And if they say no, respect that.
It's okay, I know where they are.
Okay. Number 3, ask them if they would like some sighted assistance. Do you want any sighted assistance for the car?
Yes, please.
if they would like some sighted assistance, you can offer them your elbow and walk a step or two in front of them, giving them verbal directions of where you are going. It is important not to grab them, but rather let them take your arm.
And number 4, treat them how you would treat any other friend. We encourage you to practice what we've taught you today when you meet a guide dog.
And share this information with friends and family.
Because knowledge is power.
And together we can create a powerful community that appreciates guide dogs and their owners.